Have you ever gotten to the end of the day, you're just totally exhausted, but when you look back, you can't really figure out what you accomplished? Yeah, you are not alone. Today, we are going to dive into productivity, but not in the way you might think. We're going to completely transform our relationship with time, moving from just managing it to actually investing it. We're going to learn how to escape what's called the busy trap and start making every single second count.
Okay, so we all like to think we're putting in a solid 8-hour day, right? But check this out. This is based on research from high-tech jobs. And the reality? Well, it's pretty sobering. That huge gap you see? That shows that the actual time we spend on deep, focused work is often just 3 to 4 hours. Seriously, less than half of our workday is actually spent making real progress. So the big question is, where does the rest of it go? I mean, you know where. It's that hour you took for lunch, the little coffee breaks, the constant pings and interruptions, the meetings that definitely could have been an email. It's that feeling of being incredibly busy, just jumping from one thing to the next, but not actually being productive on what really matters. This constant state of motion without any real forward progress, well, that is the busy trap. And today, I'm going to give you the key to unlock it. We're going to break down exactly why this happens and arm you with the tools you need to reclaim your focus and totally win back your day.
Right, so to break out of this trap, we first have to understand what's keeping us stuck there in the first place. Let's dig into why our days feel so fragmented and honestly unproductive, even when it feels like we're working harder than ever before.
So get ready for this number. According to Forbes, trying to multitask can slash your efficiency by a whopping 40%. Yeah, every single time you switch from an email to a report, then to a quick message, your brain has to completely re-engage. That's called context switching, and it costs you so much precious time and mental energy. It's kind of like trying to write 1A, 2B, 3C. It's just so much slower than just writing 1 through 10 and then A through J, right?
And listen, multitasking is just one piece of this puzzle. The busy trap is fed by a whole bunch of things. You've got good old procrastination, the constant barrage of notifications from all our tech, and then you've got the psychological stuff like burnout or that nagging perfectionism. And maybe most importantly, most of us were never really taught the fundamental skill of how to prioritize our work effectively.
Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem. Now, let's talk about a concept that is going to completely reframe how you think about your time. It's not about finding more hours in the day. It's about valuing the ones you already have.
Just imagine this for a second. Every single morning, your bank account gets a deposit of $86,400. The only catch? You can't save it. Whatever you don't use by midnight, poof, it's gone forever. How would you treat that money? You wouldn't just let it slip away, would you? Of course not. You'd invest it. You'd spend it wisely. You'd make every single dollar count. And here it is. You already get this gift every single day. Because 86,400, that's the number of seconds we are all given, from midnight to midnight. It's this incredible, non-renewable asset that just resets every 24 hours.
And that right there is the core mindset shift. We have to stop seeing time as just some resource to manage or get through. It's a precious portfolio of seconds, and it is totally up to us to invest it for the best possible return.
Okay, so if time is an investment, the big question is, how do we become smart investors? How do we decide which tasks actually deserve our most valuable seconds? Well, the answer is we need a system.
Let's start with a simple analogy here. Think about a restaurant kitchen. It usually works on a first-come, first-served basis, right? First order in is the first order out. But an emergency room, that operates completely differently. Patients get triaged. The most critical case is seen first, no matter when they walked in the door. The key is knowing which model to apply to your tasks, because you know what? Not everything is a 5-alarm fire.
And this brings us to the ultimate tool for investing our time, the Eisenhower Matrix. It's simple. It forces you to look at tasks based on 2 things: importance and urgency. If something's urgent and important, you do it now. If it's important but not urgent, this is where the magic happens. Planning, learning, self-care. You have to schedule these. Not important and not urgent, you just eliminate them. But here it is, the secret productivity killer, that urgent but not important box. These are the interruptions, the meetings that feel productive because they're demanding your attention, but they're really just derailing you from your goals. That quadrant is the true graveyard of focus.
All right, now let's build on that with 3 super practical, high-return habits. Think of these like daily investments that are going to compound over time, creating these massive gains in your productivity and your focus.
So, our first habit is all about protecting your investment portfolio by setting some really firm boundaries. We have to stop giving a lukewarm yes to things that don't truly line up with our goals. The rule is simple. If it's not a hell yes, then it's a no. Just remember, every no you give to something unimportant is a powerful yes to your real priorities.
Number 2, start working with your body's natural rhythm, not against it. We all have peak performance hours. You know those times of day when our brains are just firing on all cylinders? Are you a morning person? Great. That's when you should be tackling your most complex, deep work. Not so sharp after lunch? Save that time for easier stuff like admin tasks or phone calls. It's all about matching the task to your energy level.
And third, you've got to make it real. If something is important, it needs a place on your calendar. It's that simple. Start by blocking out your non-negotiables, your work, meals, the gym. Then you fiercely protect those peak hours for your most important deep work. And finally, please stop scheduling things back to back. Leave some buffer time for transitions and for all the unexpected things life is going to throw at you. You have to remember, if it's not scheduled, it's not a real priority.
So, what is the single most powerful step you can take to become a master time investor starting right now? Well, it all comes down to one simple principle. This right here is the golden rule of productivity. You simply cannot improve what you don't understand. The very first step to taking back control of your time is to get a crystal clear picture of where it's actually going, not just where you think it's going.
And this brings us to your final call to action, the 1-week time audit challenge. Seriously, for just 1 week, track everything. I mean, everything. Your work, your meals, your commute, your social time, even that quick 5-minute scroll through social media. Use colors to categorize everything. Then, at the end of the week, analyze it. The results are probably going to shock you, but I promise they will also empower you. You will finally see the gap between what you say your priorities are and what your reality is. And that awareness, that's the beginning of real change.
So I'll just leave you with this thought. Tomorrow morning, your account gets a fresh deposit of 86,400 seconds. They are yours and yours alone. The only question is, how are you going to invest them? Thanks for joining me.